Hi, hello, and welcome to another episode from, of course,
China.
my name is Fernando, and this is
Ziv.
And today we are joined by Paul Benavides, also known as Walkabout Rojo on his YouTube channel. Paul is an American, and he's been teaching at a university in Zhongshan for 4.5 years, I think. So let's welcome him to the show. Paul, how are you?
Thank you very much for having me.
Good.
I'm
No,
very
it's a
excited
pleasure
to be here.
have you here.
Yeah.
Hi, Paul.
Hello. Thank you, sir.
You just finished going through I think you're not finished, actually. Well, this is a little bit of a particular scenario that we're going through right now, that you've been out of your residence in the university. But with this situation that we experienced at the beginning of 2020, your YouTube channel has been showing us what it is like to be you in absolute isolation at the university. So how did that happen? Okay, what's your situation, or what was your situation when you were locked down? Sorry.
Well, when you live on the university, it's your home, you know.
Mhm.
So my apartment is there. That is my home, and I can come and go as I please. And when things started going down, I was actually coming back from my road trip to Yangshuo.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I got back, then they locked everything down. Now, I don't live in your typical garden, so the rules for a educational facility are much different and under different administrators, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So they originally told me that you cannot leave. They told me, go to the supermarket right now, get enough food for 2 weeks, but plan on being there indefinitely.
What did you buy?
Food.
What kind of food?
I bought it's good. I bought lots of eggs, lots of orange juice, as many oranges as I could, you know, lots of apples. And, I ate it all, man. A lot of frozen chicken too.
Yes.
Frozen chicken, which they then told me to throw out because of an H5N1
Yeah.
outbreak a couple of days later.
You started growing vegetables?
No, I can grow there. But what ended up happening was about day 12, I ran out of food. I didn't have any. I had rice. And that was it. And the rice was actually gifted to me by the university. So I had to beg the president of the college, hey, I need to go to the supermarket. And so they let me off to go to the supermarket. And even when I went, they were calling me every 10 minutes, asking me where I was, how much longer I'm going to be, get back as soon as you can.
So you basically locked down 12 days by that point.
Yes.
And how do you talk to the university president? I mean, is it on the phone, on WeChat? What is
No,
it?
there's an intermediary. So the university president doesn't speak English, so I would go through an interpreter who would then call the president. And so,
I mean, to give people the right picture, okay, this is a campus, and you were the only person
yes,
on campus.
Nobody else.
What's the normal faculty size?
That's a good question. I don't know. There's usually thousands of people between the
And you were
students,
the
and
only-
I was
Is
the
it like-
only one. The dorms are empty. The faculty housing is empty. The only ones there were myself and the security guards at the front gate.
And don't
Like-
forget the cats.
Like
And
the
the cats.
movies.
Yeah,
you
Go
know?
watch the videos.
Yeah,
Different
a lot of-
movies like that.
A lot
right?
of people
When you-
said it was just like being I Am Legend or the Omega Man or
Oh,
something.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
those
Am
kind of
Legend.
movies. I was stuck in a mall once for the whole night. It was
During this
fun. Not during this time. We were teenagers. My friend was working for Haagen-Dazs, and that day the whole glass broke, the shop's glass. So they asked him to stay overnight there.
Just to watch the store.
Yes, inside the mall. So I was like, I'm staying with you. So we had the whole mall. It's kind of fun, right?
That is kind
So
of cool, yeah.
what do you do in university when nobody's around? Did you go through? I guess everything is locked. I don't know.
Although everything was roped off, you know. So as far as the classrooms, all the buildings,
Right.
there is a faculty gym that I wasn't able to go to. I mean, everything was closed.
Okay.
The roadblocks were deep. They were literally barricades up everywhere. So I couldn't ride my bike anywhere or drive my car anywhere.
I mean, from watching your videos, the channel is Walkabout Rojo. I remember one of the most painful things when I watched his videos was that when things started going back to normal and you were still locked down, like you knew people were out, but because of this particular regulations, you couldn't go out. How did you handle that emotion? I mean,
That was
how
very,
did that hit you?
It was very frustrating actually because you know I have friends and a girlfriend that you know lived right down the street and she couldn't come visit me. Nobody could come visit me, and I was running out of food. And having fresh food is very important to me. And I thank you very much for offering to bring me food. By the way, that was very
Sure.
nice. It's something that a good friend of mine was going to do, and his wife said, "No, you can't go."
I offered to bring masks and
You
coffee.
did.
I think.
Yeah.
I know we
definitely.
thought
You
about
can
having a
bring me
barbecue
Starbucks.
by the fence.
Well, a friend of mine said, "Why don't we have a barbecue? You can cook on your side and you pass it through the gate." You know.
By the way, being 12 days by yourself, you didn't need to wear a mask at all.
No, I didn't. I only had to wear a mask once a day. I had to go down to the security guard to have my temperature taken. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and that's the only time I wore a mask. The rest of the time, I had a free reign of the campus, complete to myself. The running track, the basketball courts, everywhere.
So what do you do? This kind of situation.
I made a video called "My Chinese Groundhog Day," and it really felt like that. So so you wake up, you cook, you chat with your friends and have spirited debates about what's going on. You watch a lot of movies and a lot of TV.
The internet was okay.
The internet was fine. Yeah, no problems with the internet, and
not sharing it, so
nobody's around.
Yeah, exactly.
So, it's great,
it was that was wonderful. But I got used to the peace and quiet. I slept a lot.
Okay.
You sleep really well at night. You take a nap in the afternoon.
Did you get lazy, or did you exercise and kept your morale up?
That's a great question. At the beginning, I was gung ho about making the best of this time, and learning more Chinese and
Right.
exercising,
Like
running around on the
everybody
track,
else,
like
yeah.
everybody. But around the end of the first week, it just got really old, and I was getting a little stir crazy. And
There is a point there, right? It happened to me too. We were never locked down.
yeah, here in Dangan we weren't.
Yeah, but it was very recommended that we stay in. And I did stay in. I had like a few cases in my garden. So I did stay in for a week. And even though I went out for like a 20-minute walk, still, and I was alone, my family they were in the States, there is a point after a week where you're a bit like, you're starting to feel emotional. You watch stuff and you cry more. You're more emotional.
We were talking about this, right? How it's brought a lot of people to tears. I was telling you when we were having dinner, like just watching this situation go down and people closing their businesses and not being able to go anymore. It's been tough. It's been tough.
Right.
I'll tell you what, when you published that picture of all the green squares, I cried. All the squares were green.
Right.
That day I cried.
Because we published every day
what
the
was
numbers,
this?
numbers, and it went down and down and down and down, and then it got all green.
There were
For
no
Dongguan.
new cases, no critical cases, and everybody had recovered. That day,
Yeah,
I
right
cried.
now it's March 30th, and we are 30 days without a new local case. At least that's what I say.
But I'm still locked down on my
You're still
campus.
locked down.
I can leave once per day.
You just ran away from home right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm allowed to leave once per day. So if I forget anything at the supermarket, I wait till the next day. But it took me it was a progression. Originally, it was once every 3 days for 2 hours, and then once every other day for 2 hours. Now it's once per day. And whereas the rest of Guangdong does not have any restrictions, I still cannot have anyone come visit me on the campus.
Something with the school. Yeah, I've heard about that. And I've heard that happened a lot back in 2002, 2003 with the other outbreak, with many schools. And I wonder, did you connect with anyone online that maybe is in the same situation as you, anywhere in China?
The YouTube community has actually been wonderfully supportive. Fernando has been great. All of the YouTubers out there that were going through the same thing. WeChat groups, I'm friends with some of them, and it has been wonderful. Also, it's funny that my local friends that I hang out with all the time in the city, we started sharing recipes and, check out this movie. And I think we got closer as friends.
Interesting.
Even though we
On
were
WeChat.
Through WeChat, yeah. Even though we were far away from one another, we didn't see each other every day.
I think that in everyday life, you don't have an opportunity to show that you care. There's no need to show that you care. But when we are all in this, it kind of comes afloat, and you want to show, hey, are you okay?
Unite more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a nice silver lining.
The funny thing was, recently I've gotten a lot of emails and messages from my friends back home. Whereas
Right.
when I was in lockdown and isolated,
When they were partying.
there was no message. But as soon as it happened to them, I got a flood from old friends I haven't seen in a long, long time.
Me too.
And
How did you guys handle this?
it was that, but it was also, how are you? Are you okay?
Yeah.
And it was wonderful. I
get
forget the
this a
time.
lot.
Forget the timing. I really loved reconnecting with some of those
Yeah.
people. That
A lot of people are asking me now. A lot
It's
of people.
very interesting because over the last 5 days, I've had people that I haven't
Yeah.
talked to
Yeah.
in years
Yeah, me
that
too.
are doing exactly the same.
yeah.
And you know who you are. I love talking to you
No,
guys.
yeah, I like it too.
It's
you know,
amazing
they
how
ask-
the social distancing has brought us all together.
Mm.